tell you something in 1 minute. Now, I speak slightly different, not because I want to just be different, but because of where I sit in the scheme of things. So let me introduce myself. I am an employer of labor, but I've been in management consulting for the last 15 years. Now, in business advisory, 15 years is a long time, right, to do one thing. Now, in business advisory, I've been privileged to advise from Iyabasira. You know who Iyabasira is? Iyabasira is a small business. It's even before one man, to, the presidency, the central bank, and some international firms, the second largest non-profit in one of the developed countries. So business advisory is my thing. I understand businesses, I understand people, employees, talent, and so on and so forth. So but currently I'm pivoting to focus on an edtech platform, education technology platform that focuses on human capital. So now let me begin to connect. I'm going to speak to you on personal transformation, but I'm going to give you a tool called personal development. Let's say it together. Now, everywhere I go, I use it. Now, some of the things you're going to hear in this meeting, you've never heard them before, I promise you. Not because I'm different, but because I've sat down to research it carefully and I understand the problem. The dollar has tripled and quadrupled, not because me and you are stupid, right? Not because Nigeria is not blessed, not because cassava alone cannot give us more money than oil and gas. There is a level of competence that is required to even understand inflation. Inflation is the rise in the prices of goods and services. And inflation is different by different factors. That's why the Naira started since 80s, started to go and somersault up until now. There is an ability to understand how to design an economy where somebody's responsibility alone is to track inflation. So there are no many sophisticated skill sets that are well paying to solve real problems. There are difficult problems to solve. And difficult problems require sophisticated skill sets. So I want to challenge you to rise through personal development. You don't have to go to Harvard. I will go one day. You can school yourself. The problem is you're not aware that there's a combination of a diet that you can consume yourself and you'll be fine. I told you won't hear this one anywhere, right? It is coming from a deep place of reality. It's simple research. Desktop research, understand. It's your project in university that you abused, that somebody has converted into professional services. Here's the thing. I want to challenge. Nigerians are smart people. Nigerians are brilliant. Nigerians are good. Nigerians are the best people. All around. Go on YouTube. We're doing amazing. But here on this side of the divide, some of us have started to see that gospel. Especially when some of us here are people that have the Spirit of God. Right? And I know some of us do. There is an expression of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that is not, it's beyond integrity and excellence. Please, I believe in those things 100%. They're important. But it is that I will hand over my shop to you and it will grow. You won't run it down. You are loyal, but you run it down because you don't understand. You will take New German mathematics and understand simple interest, compound interest, unit economics. When you hear things like it takes a man 2 days to farm a plot of land, how long will it take 2 men to farm that same plot of land? That's what we call unit economics. It's what is used to drive real performance management. Because what it means is that I was alone as an employer, and I was doing this work alone. How come I have 10 staff now, and our returns does not reflect the number of people we've hired? Something doesn't add up. So I want to introduce you to the real world of intellectual capability, where you don't see problems, you solve problems with science. And there's nothing wrong. God is the ultimate scientist because we are all living to worship him. Look at the stars. There are 100 billion galaxies. I hope you know. Our own planet is in the solar system of one galaxy. 9 planets. It's just one. And our sun is called a mediocre star. It's a star, but it's closest. It's called, what they call mediocre star? It's like, this one will be a real star. You see those, some stars like this and that, hey, they are 100 times or 100,000 times bigger than our sun. There's dignity in labor. Some of us want to jackpot and go and live in countries where trains arrive every 2 minutes. The city is so sophisticated and wired that you can expect a train to hit you in 2 minutes. It's called systems thinking, to the point where there is no broken. It works. A plane lands and takes off in Heathrow every 1 minute. And there is no waiting list. You can buy a ticket today and you're in Heathrow tomorrow. Right? If it's me and you, respectfully, that are supposed to manage that airport, you'll be on a 6 months waiting queue to travel to UK with your visa. 6 months waiting queue because they tell you they cannot manage the traffic in the airport. Otherwise, why can't you get your passport in 2 days? Or your driver's license the next day? What is there? Don't they print ATM card for you? Do you understand? Corruption aside, there's also a lack of capability. Now, what is personal development? Now, when I say this, it looks very simple. And you know why I took a very different approach? Because, and I think it's the wisdom of God. It's not just one attempt to find a niche within a niche. The thing is, at that O level, when those concepts were being explained, we didn't get it. Now, what I want to bring you back to understand, and this is important, the institutions responsible, respectfully speaking, the academia, they live in their own universe. And I respect what they do, and I'm going to come to their own, I'm going to work with them, we're working together and all that. But unfortunately, they're disconnected from the concept of what the world really wants. I don't have any better example, but David's example. Now, please follow me. This is important because I want to explain this concept. Because I'm looking at my audience, and I'm thinking about how to leave someone here with something they can take and make sense of it. Leave the 1.5. Don't be distracted. Don't worry. Bring your mind back, right? And the other sophisticated ones. Just take it that as I am now, I don't have a job. I'll start from you, then I'll move to the one that, to the busy executive. I don't have a job. What's my path? When you get into the office, there are functional areas within a business. There are several functional areas. There's marketing, there's sales, there's HR. But if your company where you work, they don't really even know what they're selling, okay, pray for them. That's a different problem. But the idea is, it starts with products. We make great products that or offer great services that customers do not, they like. Number 2 is operations. That's the broader one. Operations is anything that enables everybody else in the core of the business and beyond to do their work. Are we following? The third group is support. Support in some instances can be accounts, can be HR, can be audit, can be internal control. They are support. They are not the core of the business. They are professionals in their own rights, and they support us. If the company is big enough, it can keep them in-house. If not, it outsources. Products, operations, support. The last one is sales. That's a very rare one that people don't pay attention to. Sales is okay, the product is ready. We need to get it to the market. We need to get it where? Now, when you are looking for work, you begin by scanning these 4. So I'm in sales, I'm in operation. Now, the gray ones are operations. What I call in there, what? In banking, operations is different from in a consulting firm. And it's different from in a logistics company. Do you understand? But at the core of it is 2 things. Operational excellence or efficiency, doing more with less or the same, or enabling through technology to do more with the same. So it's about turnaround time. It's about using a sophisticated checklist so that nothing is broken. Everything is checked. I'm talking admin now. Now I'm going to explain to you where your personal development should begin. Do you understand? Are you following me? Because I meet people say, I want a job. No, you can't just say you want a job. You want a role. Companies don't just exist to hire people. It's not civil service, respectfully speaking. It is, you're employed to block a hole. There's an organizational chart and you have a function to perform. There's a strategy and you're supposed to fill that strategy. So you come with the capabilities and abilities to be able to add value from day one. So your job is to find the role, prepare for the role, intern for the role, simulate the role. So when you resume and you are given the role, you can deliver.